Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2017 in our European Journeyman series at Napoli. We are just about to play one of the biggest games of our time at the club. We're away from home against Arsenal, having already beaten them 2-1 at home in the first leg. We should have beaten them to 0, and that away goal could be crucial in today's game. Arsenal are not going to be pushovers, but we're on a good run of form, and I think that we can just about break them down and put ourselves into the semi-finals of the Champions League. Also today we'll be taking on Juventus in what could decide whether the title race is on or off. I think the gap is about 8 points at the moment at the top of the table, or it's 10 points. So even beating Juventus would leave 7 points between the two of us. So that's going to be quite difficult, but the rest of the teams that we're playing in the league shouldn't be too difficult. And if we do go out of the Champions League today, there will only be one more episode at Napoli, because I have decided I am going to leave the club at the end of the season, whether we win the Champions League or not. It's time to try somewhere new, and it's either going to be Germany, that's the place that I would really like to go, or I might go back to England. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But yeah, I think England might be quite fun at about this time in the game. Now, for this match against Arsenal, we're using the team we normally do in the Champions League. Annoyingly, Husai is not entirely fit. He's really struggling with his fitness at the moment. So Traore is going to have to play at right back with Bertoli at left back. Then it's Koundé and Mancini in the middle with Kubas sitting in front of them. Castellano and Asensio, the two best players in those positions, are sitting in the middle, with Bruma, Diabate and Thomas Lemar, the three up front. Well, we've actually reached half-time without a single highlight in the game. Kubas isn't happy at my team talk. Hopefully we can turn him around with that. Nope, Kubas is going to be unhappy for this game. I might actually have to sub him off. But half of this match gone, not one highlight in the entire game. Here is the first highlight. Mancini cuts out the ball, but it's with Musonda. Remember, if Arsenal score, they will be going through on away goals, and that is what they've done. Zulu with the goal. 2-2 on aggregate, and that away goal is looking very, very costly right now. Bertoli with the throw. He finds Kubas. Bertoli still hanging on to the ball. He does pick out Bruma. Inside to Castellano. Now Asensio. We need to work the ball to the right, which we have done. It's Lemar cutting inside. Not a lot of support. 4 players around him, but he still offloads to Traore. It's looking like a good attack for us. Asensio into Castellano. Diabate through to Thomas Lemar, and it's saved. Galini, who denied us so many times in the first leg, denies us again. Free kick from Thomas Lemar, and it's stopped by Galini and cleared off the line. We cannot get past this goalkeeper. Well, there's just 10 minutes left. We've used all of our substitutes. I'm going to have to go overload for these last 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to make any difference, really. Overload never works. We've got a last-minute highlight. Traore puts the ball into Romero. Here's Felipe. And the ball's cleared out by Musonda. I thought it was going to get to our man. And it's then given away to Vargas as well. This is not what we want. Koundé does win the tackle. He puts it forward to Romero. Is there time for one more chance? Romero trying to come forward. And he's given the ball away. Why are we not passing the ball properly? It's Vlasic. He puts it over the top. And Mancini heads it away. Husai tries to keep it in but gives it to Vlasic. Now it's with Romero. It's got to be a long ball over the top, but I don't think it's going to happen for us. Lemar still going, loses out to Digne. Now Pope. There's the full-time whistle. We have gone out of the Champions League. That is so frustrating. Their keeper, Galini, must have stopped about 10 certain goals across those 2 legs, and that away goal that we conceded has just knocked us out of the competition. We should have scored today as well. We were the better team today. And yet we've lost and we've gone out of the Champions League just like that. And we will not be in the semi-final of the Champions League. The teams in there will be Man United, Porto, Arsenal and City. So you can see English teams doing very well in there. Almost certainly going to win the competition. But that's a bit heartbreaking. To go out like that, we really shouldn't have gone out there. But it means that we now need to focus on the league. There is still a small chance we can win the league, and that's what we've got to fight for. The game against Juventus is going to be huge. We need to beat Navarra as well before we take on Juventus. And then we'll end against Trapani Calcio with 3 games in the next episode. But next episode will be our last one at Napoli. So let me know in the comments if you prefer me to move to Germany or the Premier League after that next episode. Well, the team's fully rested ahead of this game at home against Navarra. We have to win all of our remaining games to have any hope of retaining our Serie A title. It's going to be difficult. Murray also wants to leave the club because he wanted us to win the Champions League this season. That wasn't going to happen. So he is now absolutely miserable in the club and will be leaving at the end of the season. There's a few other players that will probably want to leave as well. At least we have Messi back in the team for this match now that we're out of the Champions League. Bruma and Diabate will also be playing with him. Then it's the same midfield as before. Traore's at left back, Husai comes back at right back, Kunde and Mancini in the middle. Rodrigo sends the ball forward, cowed by Castellano. Now Diabate running against a flat back four. He's got support with him, holds on to the ball but then does lose it. Kunde chests it down, forward to Castellano. He goes past one, puts it inside, comes to Asensio, back to Castellano again. On the floor to Diabate, into Messi, who does what he always does and scores another goal. Rodrigo sends the ball out, cut down by Traore. Bruma tries to put it forward, but there's Mancini's header. Now Gomes, back to Ketschkes. Cavalli to Antonsen. Down to the left side, Polos into Antonsen again. Looking dangerous here, Navarra. The ball over the top, cut out by Mancini though. Asensio nods it onto Diabate. There's a good break on if Diabate gets a shot away, but it's saved by Rodrigo. Asensio with the ball, out to Messi. Just hanging on to it, and then a good ball into Castellano, who finds Diabate. Good touch, goes past one player, and what a finish that is. An excellent bit of running there from Diabate, taking him to 20 goals for the season. Bellanova, tackled by Castellano, into Diabate, who's in on goal and makes it 3-0. Husai with the ball, goes past the defender, puts the cross in, but easily cleared. Asensio backs Castellano, who has hit the woodwork there, close to a fourth goal. Messi chips the ball out to Traore in a good position. He goes past the defender in the box and finds Diabate at the back post. There's his hat-trick. It's thoroughly deserved, and we are definitely getting all 3 points. There's the full-time whistle. We bounce back from that defeat against Arsenal with a good 4-0 win over Navarro, which keeps up our hopes in the league, at least temporarily. Juventus did win again though, so they're still 10 points clear. We can close that down to 7 points by beating them in the next game, but we'd still have to try and overturn 7 points in our last 4 games. Well, here is the last chance for us to save a title challenge. Anything but a win today will completely end it. It's already hanging by a thread. We need a real collapse from Juventus to win the league, but it did happen last season with AC Milan, remember, so it is not beyond the realms of possibility that we could overturn their lead, but we have to beat them today to do that. I think they might even be able to win the title if they beat us today, so we need to make sure that doesn't happen. The game is going to be set up the same way as the last match. There's no changes to the formation whatsoever, no changes to the players either. I'm relying on Messi getting the goals for us alongside Diabate. They formed a really good partnership up front. It's going to be a shame when Messi retires because he's still such a good player. I can't believe that he's going to just retire at the end of this season. I can't convince him to stay, but he's got 20s across the board. He is still phenomenal. It's just his physicals that are terrible, but everything else is absolutely crazy good. But unfortunately, he's going to go at the end of the season, and that means so am I. But if we can go out on a high of beating Juventus and opening up the title race, that would be ideal. Messi with a corner, puts it into the middle. Castellano's header has gone straight in. It's rare you see a one-header goal from a corner in this game. Normally they hit it across goal, but Castellano there has planted it in the bottom corner where the keeper couldn't reach it. Versailles puts the ball into Moran. Tackled by Castellano. We're looking really up for this game, but we've given the ball to Dybala here in a dangerous position. Murray with a good stop. Traore throws it into Kubas. Ball switched to the other flank to Husai. Very well. Here's Messi. Back to Husai. Not sure what he's going to do with this. He lays it off to Castellano, and Bruma has absolutely fluffed that one. Corner from Bragança into the middle. Cleared out by Bruma, but Dybala is, for some reason, the last man. Here's Bragança again across to Busato. Now Lamina. Finds Mendy, ball inside, comes to Dybala, and he does what he always does against us. Scores a goal. 42 for him this season. Versailles to Ayer. Now Busato over to Regani. Ball forward to Bragança. Mendy. Back to Ayer. Now Moran out wide to Vasaico. They're moving the ball very well, Juventus, and that ball in is cut out by Murray. He then sends it out to Mancini, who finds Bruma. Ball over the top, looking for Diabate, comes back. Traore has it. Now Bruma cuts inside the defender, and what a ball that is to Diabate, who takes a good touch, is in on goal, but finds the side netting. Stamenkovic out to Regani. Now Bussato to Lamina. Vasaico into Moran. Good tackle by Kubas there. He then plays it into Castellano. Asensio, Diabate. There's a ball on for Bruma, I think. He's found Traore instead. Just about keeps hold of it. And then that's a horrible two-footed tackle for Moran, who's almost certainly going to get a red card for that, surely. There it is, a straight red card. We'll be playing 10 men for the last 60 minutes. Dybala finds Bragantia. Now Mendy puts the ball in low, cleared out by Koundé. Mendy still with it, finds Bragantia again. Ayer. Tackle by Castellano. Here's Diabate. We can counter-attack now. He's looking for that ball out. Traore heads it on to Bruma. Reverse pass looking for Castellano. Cut out by Bussato. He puts it into Ayer. We've got high press on here. The ball does work its way to Mendy though. Down the line. Easily gathered by Mancini. Murray out to Traore. Just about 10 seconds left in this half. Here's Bruma on to Castellano. Over the top for Diabate, who takes it down. And it's saved by Stamenkovic. Well, with about 10 minutes to go, there's been no highlights in this second half. We're still pushing for a winner. I'm going to make a quick change in midfield. Bring on Romero in the centre. I'm not sure it's going to make a difference. I'm reluctant to go overload because every time I go overload, the game just completely peters out into nothing. So I'm going to leave it on attacking for now. And just hope that we can create that late chance. Here's Traore with the throw-in, looking for Romero. Comes to Kubas. Ball back to Koundé. Now Mancini. 5 minutes to go. What can we do? It's Messi in a lot of space here. Can he whip the ball in? He does. Diabate arriving. He's got the goal. There it is. 2-1 we lead now with 5 minutes left to play. Murray's got a free kick. He sends it to Mancini. Now Husai. Just need to keep it away from our goal. Messi on the ball. Inside to Asensio. Romero. Tackled by Lamina. Bragantia. We need to remember they've got Dybala up front. Romero with a great tackle. Asensio. Back to Husai. Over the top for Messi. A lot of space for him and players in the middle as well. Great ball to Asensio. Pull back to Diabate. 3-1. That's the 3 points in the bag. A crucial win over a very tough Juventus. This game has been an excellent testament to our character. Carrying on and getting the result late in the game is something we can be very, very happy with. And it does close the gap at the top of the table down to 7 points with 4 games to go. 7 from 12. That's what we need to make up. It's going to be very tough, but hopefully that defeat for Juventus can trigger a chain reaction where they lose at least 2 more games. Well, the final match of this episode is at home, rather away against Trapani Calcio. We're playing the same team as we have for the last few games. There's no need to change anything. We've got our strongest possible 11 available to us, except for the absence of the long-term injury to Ganouni. But otherwise, the team is looking pretty strong, and hopefully we can get the win today to try and put a bit more pressure on Juventus and keep the title dream alive for the final episode of our time at Napoli, but we need to get the win today against 18th place Trapani Calcio. Traore with the throw into Diabate. He's cutting in from the left, loses the ball to Mastal. Now sent forward to Miguel. Back to Torreiro. Cangiano cut out by Koundé. Husai in a good position. Sends it forward to Lionel Messi. He doesn't have the pace to run half a pitch, but he passes it off to Asensio, finds Castellano. Ball switched but cut out. Here it is with Bruma. He's shot, ricochets to Messi, who pulls it back to Castellano, and that is a 1-0 lead. Traore puts the ball in and it's cleared out. Now Cangiano has it. Trying to come out of our defence. He doesn't have a lot of support, and I'm not sure what the point of shooting from there was. Messi with a free kick. Puts it in, but it's cleared out to him again. Now Kubas out to Husai. Looking to bring it down the right side if he can. Not got a lot of options there. He's forced back to Mancini. Try and play it over to the left-hand side now. Pulling the defence one way, then another. Bruma into Castellano. Cut away by the defender. Cangiano's got a chance to put a ball over the top here. Instead he goes in short to Carriere. Miguel tackled by Mancini, but he keeps the ball and he cracks that one past Murray. Bit of tenacity there for Miguel, and he has got the goal that he probably deserves from that. Barbero into Cangiano. Back out to Barbero. Good position there. Husai's tackle has fallen straight to Miguel in the box. It's now 2-1, and you have to say it's deserved. Traore with the throw into Bruma. Now it's with Kubas over to Husai, and he cracks it in, I think, off the post there to make it 2-2. Worth noting, Juventus are currently 2-0 up, and that will make things very difficult for us, especially if we don't win. Miguel onto Torreiro. Carriere. Back to the defender, Icardi. Looking to just create something here. He sends it out wide to Barbero. Now Carriere puts it in towards Miguel. Husai's ball has gone straight to Miguel. Again, Husai has got an assist for the wrong team, as well as getting a goal. This is all about Husai today. Koundé out to Traore. Forward to Bruma. Cutting inside from the left. Finds Diabate. The ball ricocheting around. Kubas down to Asensio. Here's Husai into Messi. Back out to Husai. Ball whipped in, and it's there on the edge of the area, edge of the line, and Bruma just touches it over again. Husai involved in the goal. Free kick from Messi. He's going to go for goal, and he's hit the woodwork, and it's cleared away before Koundé could get there. Corner from Messi. Into the middle. Comes out to Diabate, edge of the area. Lays it off for Asensio. Bruma in a good position. Finds Mancini. His shot blocked. Castellano keeps it alive. Plenty of players on the edge of the area, including Asensio. Kubas' shot is blocked, and the ball is cleared away. Corner from Messi. Sent to the back for Castellano. It's back into the middle. Bruma has it. Edge of the area. Can whip a ball in from there. It's come to Castellano, who strikes it into the back of the net. 4-3 now we lead. Castellano tries to put the ball in, but it's cut out by the defender. Miguel caused us a lot of problems today. He's running at the defence once more. Here's Barbero into Carriere. Miguel puts the ball into Cangiano and saved by Murray. Messi looking to come in from the right hand side. Switches a flank to Bruma. He tries to put it forward. Cleared away to Husai. Into Messi again. Ball trying to be drilled in there as a cross. Messi does it again to Bruma, and it's 5-3. Mancini cuts out the ball. It's with Carriere. He puts it forward to Miguel. Less than 10 minutes left for us. There's Miguel again. In to Arkansas, who puts it over the bar. Just over a minute left of extra time, or added time rather. Here's Morosini's cross into the middle, and it's gone into the back of the net to make it 5-4. What a game this has been. Just the 30 seconds left as Traore has a chance to cross. He finds Messi, the shot blocked. Bruma has the ball. Across to Traore again. Still the attacks keep coming, but Scouffé, the keeper, does cut that one out, and it will probably be full time. We do get 3 more points on the board, but I think Juventus have crushed Navarra, who they were playing, so that's not going to be enough, I don't think. But we'll have 3 more games in the next episode, where hopefully we can pick up 9 more points to really push Juventus right to the end. And as you can see there in the table, that gap's still 7 points with 3 games to go. Almost certainly not going to happen, but we're only 5 points off a new record points total for the club. Well, as you can see, our final 3 games are against Pescara, Calcio, Udinese and Lazio. Our winning streak in Serie A is now up to 4 games, but our unbeaten streak stretches all the way back to the 6th of January, so we're now about 4, nearly 5 months unbeaten, which is pretty impressive stuff. Hopefully we can see out the rest of this season unbeaten as well, but it does look like that title is a bit too far away. I'm not sure what Juventus's fixtures are for the end of this season. If we just have a quick look at the bottom, we can see that they're taking on the 2 Calcio teams in Udinese, so they're basically a game behind us in the fixture list. So it is going to be very, very tough. I don't think it's going to happen, but we do need to decide where we want to go next. If we look at the staff screen and the job security, you'll see that the current jobs available, there's only 1 going in La Liga, but under review we have the likes of Schalke, Hoffenheim in there as well. I'm going to load up the English leagues, which might be useful for us to see, but there's not any huge jobs in Germany going at the moment, so it's going to be tough to go there. Maybe the Premier League is a better shout, but we'll have to decide at the end of next episode. So drop a like on this video if you've enjoyed our time at Napoli. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see where we end up next, and as I said, drop a comment on whether you prefer me to go to Germany or England. But until next time, see ya.